Okay. Are you guys as freaked out of the music as I am? Cause holy shit. What's up, everybody? What's up, Aqua Sakura? All right. Let's see. What do we got here? What do we got? We are down for without romance. Without romance. Even though it just says romance right now. And that's kind of weirding me out too. And I swear I didn't do anything to this game. This is just what it looks like. This is gonna be a this is definitely gonna be an interesting one. Yeah, because the music freaks me out. And let me explain something here for a second. The reason that I'm doing this game, hold up, stop the creepy music for a second. Stop. Where is it? Oh shit. Stop. So the reason I'm streaming this game, because you guys are probably wondering why. The reason I'm streaming this game is because I was originally gonna stream Mirror. There's like a capital O in the middle of Mirror. I'm not listening to the music. Yeah, I just got my Bluetooth turned on. Anyway, I was originally gonna play Mirror, and I learned that Mirror was a lot more than just a visual novel. It was one of those those gal games. The ones where you got to do like the little puzzle, and if you do the puzzle, then you get closer, and then you do more of the visual novel half, right? And I played, we've been familiar with those games before. And I believe, yeah, because I believe Salt and I actually played a game similar to that. And even that one was kind of, I think, diluted, a little lighthearted. That's why I was able to stream that one on Twitch without it being too much of an issue. But then I started looking more into Mirror, and Mirror, the more I looked in the Mirror, the more it started looking a little sus for streaming. It seemed like it was a little hitting the danger zone. I didn't see any like provocative stuff like nudity or hentai stuff, but at the same time the game was being very vague about like what's in it and what's not. I checked like the store page and read the stuff, and I just made the decision. I'm like, you know what? If I have to look up this much stuff right now because I'm unsure, let's stick to the safe route and just play without romance. Because I feel like the more that I looked in the mirror, but I feel like as time passed, I was less and less sure about it. And I don't want my community guidelines to be stricken on me for playing a game that I jump into that I had no idea had like a messed up thing behind it. So I decided to go with without romance, and then I looked up without romance on the store page, and it seemed relatively harmless. So with that being said, I think this will be a good go-to. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's see what we got here. So this is without romance, and again, this music is what's freaking me out the most. I think it's just because it's very not what I expected. Like, listen to it. But is the point of these games this month to be romance focused? They say it's a romance visual novel, so I'm wondering why it says without romance. And obviously romance is the corner word here, so I want to see exactly what that goal is. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, and it just gives you the option to get straight in there and start reading. All right, and we're just into it. They do not hold back. I think I might turn it down though. Like, holy shit, this game's loud. There's an options button. Good. Let's turn that down just a little bit, just so we can live with it. An outsider would not believe it. I can still barely believe it myself. If I wake up and realize this is all just a dream, I won't be surprised. What's up, Navy?
Not the Navy!
A fairy tale? That's the only way I can describe it. I loved those stories as a kid, fantasizing about being one of the many princesses. And now, here I sit, enjoying the view with Prince Charming by my side. Oh, they're doing like the M. Night Shyamalan, not the M. Night Shyamalan, they're doing the Quentin Tarantino, where they like show us this part of the story first and then like zoom to the past later. Just like how those stories end. Except, love is not our happy ending. Ooh. This seems kind of interesting. What the fuck? Why them girls got no faces? Alright, voice time, baby. Let's go. There had been once a time I had dreams. A time I dared to have hopes of my own in my life. To fly free and explore all the world had to offer. How childish I had been. To think that I could escape to become more than I was. Yet as a child, my folly knew no bounds. My eyes had been glued to the pages of solitary books. The vibrant colors faded from overuse. The shining of white castles turned to dull gray. I once asked my mother what it might be like to live in such a castle. She stopped, gently laid down her dishcloth, and turned to tell me a story. A realm of banquets, rooms aplenty, and best of all, the home of Prince Charming, a gallant gentleman, she said. Not that 9-year-old me would know what gallant gentleman was. In our city, the Yamamotos were close to fairy tale royalty as could ever dream of finding. Their land was spacious, their house was warm, and their stomachs full. Everything that were ours were not. But how could we ever hope to compare? Their prestige was unmatched, and their dedication to tradition unrivaled. Even their marriages couldn't escape their pedigree. What they sought, only in the finest, and yet somehow, some way, I'd planted a seed in the minds of my parents that their little girl had dreams of grandeur. To be clad in finery, to lead the life of a princess. It made sense then that my mother and father would put the wheels in motion to set me up on a path to the throne for which I barely qualified. My merits? Simply that I was one of the most intelligent for my age. With nothing to my name, there was no better way to pass the time than to commit whatever knowledge I could find to memory. Such was how I had gone year after year with only the finest of grades. How convenient then that intellect sat at the top of Yamamoto's pecking order. I would have thought beauty would be key, but every family had their own taste, and they were no different. The reception room is filled with girls my age. Maybe a few are a year older, but that isn't the biggest difference. Dressed in frills, vibrant colors, these girls chattered away. I could tell many already knew each other. Maybe it's an aloofness I put out that keeps them away, but more likely it's the patched up clothes my mother had handed me earlier that day. Only the finest, our little princess, she said, combing my hair. I should have known I had no place at this ball. I have not the blessings of Cinderella. I hear he's quite handsome. He must be quite dashing. Really? My maid told me young master was quite the quiet type, though that's nothing but servant gossip. The talk around me only cements my place here. What could I even offer these people? My own lips muttered treason. A glance around shows the candidates forming their own groups as hierarchies of extravagant forms. A few of us still stand alone. Even one girl would make a fine addition to any social circle. Her golden hair bobs as she bounces in excitement, even managing to bring a smile to my face. I take a deep breath. Nothing good comes from staying nervous, as my father might say. Between the heat of the room and the chilled drinks covering the table, a mist covers my glasses. Taking them in hand, I wipe them on my dress. I only feel glares from all around burning into my skin. That's nothing new. The set of doors across the room slide open, their silence a far cry from my own home. How nice that would be. Through the doorways walks a woman in a most gorgeous suit, but what catches my eye is the young boy walking behind her. After closing the doors behind him, a woman turns to address us. Her words barely register. Isn't it just polite lip service? Around me, the other girls seem to buzz with newfound excitement at the mention of a name. Rin. With a polite bow, the women step aside, offering the stage to the young boy that had entered with her. Though he's my age, he holds a poise that feels beyond his years. Once more, the plateaus wash over me, and I fix my eyes on the boy commanding the room, while nervous giggles flow through the guests. My mind keeps tickling over. His words aren't important. If anything, the whispers shooting through the room tell me all I need to know. Rin is the prince of this castle, and for the sake of my family, I must be his princess. Ooh, a school! Holy shit. I have a long, exhausted sigh. What the? What's with that long face now? Come on, smile. Ma, you've taken too many pictures. Let's go already. But it's your big day. She tinkers with the camera in hand, careful as not to accidentally break it. Papa's dying to attend it if it weren't for work. He asked me to take as many pictures instead. One is enough. Every other is just the same face doing the same pose in front of the same gate. Then change it up, silly. Her eyes scan the area and lock on a group of my classmates fooling around the schoolyard. She points at them with her pinky. There, do you see them? They're taking lots of pictures as well. I bet they barely passed their classes. Meanwhile, Miss Valedictorian here thinks she deserves less. Grades and pictures are not related. Besides, they're making memories with their friends. Mine is just for commemoration. Call your friends, then. I'd be happy to take their pictures, too. Forget it. See? Now move to the left a little and give me a big smile. The shutter clicks yet again. It's not about the pictures I'm complaining about. It's just embarrassing standing here while all my classmates, whose names I already can't remember, are passing by us. I'm glad Pa isn't here. There's no knowing how embarrassing this would be. This is a once-in-a-lifetime moment that I know I should let them just indulge. They're proud of my achievements, I understand, and I'm happy that they are. They're the ones I did it for, after all. Perhaps we'd been taking pictures at home. I'd have no qualms. My mother clicks her tongue and shakes the device. Darn, batteries are low already. That means it's time to go, at last. I should have brought the charger with me. Oh, I know. There's a restaurant that just opened nearby. Oh, why don't we treat ourselves there? Don't you need to go to work? Not for another hour. Let's just head home so you can rest before you go. You haven't eaten anything since this morning. I'll cook something myself. We don't need to go to a restaurant for that. We don't have the money either. Of course No, we don't. We're already behind rent because of this gown and that camera. That's for your papa and I to worry about. You, on the other hand, just enjoy today, okay? You're about to be part of the Yamamoto family. Money should be the least of your worries. Not until the marriage is final. So prissy. How are you going to make the Yamamoto kid like you if you're like that? I don't really have to have him like me. She sighs, touching her cheek. I've always been worried you're trying to get yourself into something you don't truly understand. Like what? This entire thing. You don't seem to be seeing marriage in the way you should. I'm seeing it in the way the Yamamotos do. I'll be fine. Honey, this is a huge commitment. You seem to be taking it lightly. Marrying someone you don't have feelings for, you can still kindly decline to pursue something that you want instead. But this is what I want. I've worked hard to get where we are now. I'm not backing out when it's already within reach. You got enough things to worry about already. I can worry about things myself now. She shows a dissatisfied frown, but chooses not to pry any further. You said you're going there tomorrow? Formally meeting them and introducing myself. The last time we met was during the big party 9 years ago, after all. I would be surprised if he still remembers me. I would love to accompany you there, but I'll be fine. It's just a visit. I might also visit them frequently now that school's over, to know more about what's needed of me is all. You'll have time to come eventually. Somehow, I've distracted her long enough to get the idea out of eating out. I pull on her arm and start walking home. The following day comes. I find myself standing in front of the Yamamoto's estate. Thank you for coming all the way, Madam Risa. An unfamiliar woman in a business suit lowers her head as she greets me at the door. I have not introduced myself, nor have I told them that I'll be visiting today, but she seems to be expecting me. I lower my head back at her. These formalities may be normal in the household, but I may not get used to it. Oh, thank you. I'm here to meet Sir Rin Yamamoto. Of course, madam. Right this way. She steps aside and points with her hand, inviting me in. I follow her and walk into what looks like a waiting room, more spacious than our family's entire apartment. The doors open directly to the garden. In one corner of the room sits a guy busy with his pen. I recognize him right away, even though it's been half my life since we've last met. Your fiancé has arrived, sir. The guy looks up and immediately drops his work. He kindly points to the seat in front of him with his palm. Ah, yes, please. Take a seat. Risa, right? Yes, sir. I sit at the center table cautiously as he's just standing up to join me. Just call me Rin. We've already engaged, after all. Okay, Rin. May I get you something to drink, madam? Oh, I'm good, thank you. Well, we'll take tea for now, Ruth. Right away, sir. Ruth lowers her head once again as she exits the room. We could have prepared something better had we known you were coming today. It's fine, don't mind me. Nervous? Just a little out of place. You're part of the family now. Treat this household as your own, and don't hesitate to ask for assistance whenever. I'll try, thank you. I glance over at the table he was just at. Papers rustling in the wind are held down by a small piece of rock. You seem to be in the middle of something. I'm sorry to disturb you. Nothing to be worried about. Work has just piled up recently. I hope you don't mind the mess. Not at all. His kind tone and welcoming attitude make me comfortable, despite his rather impassive expression. It's really nice to meet you again. I heard that you are the top of the class. That's admirable. It means a lot coming from you. I'm honored that you've chosen me among all the great candidates. It was my parents who did it, but I trust their decision. They're not around, unfortunately. No one knows when they'll return yet. I see. I should offer them my gratitude when I finally meet them. Were you homeschooled? That's correct. My parents prefer tutors to ensure that I'm being taught thoroughly in each subject. I see. That must be nice. I suppose I'm also at the top of my class. That's one thing in common. He cracks a slight smile with a playful comment. Ruth coming in carrying a pot in one hand and a stack of teacups in another. She courteously places them at our table. Ruth comes carrying a pot in one hand and a stack of teacups in another. Oh, whoops. Young master, I have another guest today. Should I let her in? Please do. As you wish. Ren pours himself a cup of tea as Ruth stands up and leaves. I'm a bit confused as to what I should do. Should I get going? No, it's fine. A few people have just been visiting to show their gratitude and blessing. It would be better if you were here with me to greet them. Is that so? Why don't you move over to my side? Sure. I walk on my knees to take a seat right next to him as he requested. It's nerve-wracking both being this close to him and having to meet another candidate. Ruth returns this time with another guest behind her. She enters the room without waiting for an introduction. Hello, Rose. Hey, Ren. It's been a while. Ruth quickly closes the door behind this energetic girl as she makes herself comfortably sit across from us. Would you like some tea? Sounds lovely, but I'll pass. Mom and Dad couldn't make it today, but I wanted to come visit at all costs. That's understandable. How have you been? Absolutely great. And your work? Never ending. Oh, as always then. They both giggle. She turns to me and finally acknowledges my existence. Ah, you must be Risa. I am. Nice to meet you. So cute. What a lucky guy you are, Ren. I can't help but notice how expressive Ren is right now. From the looks of it, they've been good friends for a while already. Maybe Ren just feels more comfortable with her around. Anyway, if I had to guess, other girls have paid you a visit already. I'm here for the same reason. I'm really happy for you two. She takes a step back to prostrate herself before us. On behalf of my family, I would like to thank the Yamamoto family for the great opportunity I was given. It means a lot. I'm about to take a bow back instinctively when Ren gently taps me on the knee. The pleasure was ours, Rose. I appreciate your participation. Rose sits back up with a bright smile on her face. Have you guys decided when the wedding will be? It hasn't been decided yet. We would like to have Risa and her family comfortable with us first. It may not be for another year. Aw, don't let us know once it's said. Do let us know once it's said. My parents and I would love to be there. We will surely send you an invitation. Great! I can't wait to see you in your wedding dress, Risa. Thank you. I'm sure you would look better in one. Don't put yourself down. She helps herself up. Well then, I have to take my leave. Thanks for the visit, Rose. Take care on your way home. I will. Have a great day. She bows once more with a big smile and heads towards the door. She waves at last minute before closing the door behind her. The once cheerful room goes quiet. Such a lively girl. She always has been. You two seem close. Ah, yes. She had kept me company every once in a while. Do you like her? That may have come out of my mouth without me thinking, but I'm curious. He looked at me puzzled for a few seconds before directing his stare outside. Does it look like it? Smile never left your face the entire time when she was here. I don't know much about that, but maybe I am. He massages the bridge of his nose. Are you and you're okay with this? He takes a sip of his tea, but it's obvious he's dodging the question. He gently places the cup back down on the table, playing with it by tipping it just enough for the liquid to reach the edge of the rim. I'm sorry if I'm prying into your matters. It's fine. He continues to play with his half-full cup. How much do you know about the Yamamoto family? I know about it being the most prestigious family. It doesn't look like the response he was waiting for. I try to think of another answer. I know that your family values tradition a lot. I sing true the customs that have been passed down throughout the generations. I know that you prioritize the physical and mental wellness of your descendants above all else. I know that the firstborn gets to inherit everything that gets passed down to the next generation. Funny, isn't it? What is? That I get to inherit everything. That I'm the one passed down the tradition to my children and so on. Even when I'm not even the firstborn. I turned him dumbfounded by the news. I'm hearing this for the first time. I'm not familiar with the family matters to begin with, but from what I'm hearing right now, it's not a small matter. The fact that I'm not heard of it as a rumor means almost no one outside of the family knows about it. I've bothered you, I see. Much older one. May I ask, where is he now? Who knows? He cut all ties with us a long time ago. You see, he chose to stick with his selfish decision over his duties. Choose to be with a woman that he loves against my parents' will. Against our family's tradition. That's a novel-worthy story. And that actually makes this very meta, huh? It's the first time in our bloodline that something like this has happened. Romantic, some would say. Brave, even. But I see neither of those. He's a disgrace, prioritizing his own emotions. Our traditions exist for a reason. We kept our status because of it. I am my family's last chance. I won't ruin our tradition for some trivial emotions. He takes another sip. I'm at a loss for words. Ren's devotion to his family has earned my utmost respect, though part of me sides with his brother. I don't think his brother's decision was wrong in any way. I have not experienced love yet myself, but that's not to say I don't understand it. The mere image of wanting to be with someone else warms my heart. It's beautiful. To be deprived of that because of your duties, that must be tough. As much as I would like to know that feeling firsthand, I'm not blessed with a person that I feel so strongly towards. But Ren, he knows that feeling the feeling and chooses to keep it to himself. Something's just not right. What do you feel about Rose? Do you want to spend time with her? That doesn't matter now. It still does. Your dedication to your family is impressive, and I can tell you've done a lot. You should be allowed to be selfish every once in a while. Even if it's just to spend a little time with someone that you're attracted to. Why is my fiancé asking me to spend time with another girl? That's a pretty interesting story. I just want to break character for a bit to say that. I'm not gonna lie. This has gone a completely different direction than I expected, and honestly, I like the somberness of it. I don't see anything wrong with spending time with someone. Oh shit. There we go. Besides, I think my fiancé deserves happiness before this ring is in place. His hesitant gaze is right at me. I still got a lot to learn myself around here, and the wedding is not for another year, as you said. Are you really sure about this? Am I suggesting this out of sympathy? Out of pity? Out of guilt? My gut tells me that this is the right thing to do. Rose can give him something that I probably will never be able to. I would be hurt to see him bereaved. I am. I insist. He lets a breeze out through his nose. I have a request for another visit soon. Without much opposition from him, I get up and talk to Ruth to do just that. Rose had arranged to come visit again after a few days. I have made sure that I'm here to greet her. Risa! Good afternoon. How are you today? Fantastic. You're looking adorable today. Why, thank you. I'm sorry to have you over at such short notice. Don't mention it. Is there something wrong? I rest my cheek on my palm, pretending to be constructing my statement in my head. To tell you the truth, I've got a favor to ask. If it's anything I can do, I would like to help Ruth out around the house, and I would not have much time. I would like to help Ruth around the house, and I would not have much time to spend with Ren. I noticed the other day that you're good friends with him, and I was wondering if you'd be willing to keep him company from time to time. Oh. She looks at me as if waiting for a catch. Oh, absolutely. It would be an honor. Really? That would be wonderful. I'm sorry to have you involved in this. I just don't know anyone else. I know it's my responsibility and all. She takes a step closer towards me and holds my hand with both of hers. Don't you worry, Risa. I have you covered. I've got plenty of time to spare now. Anyways. Great. I escort her to Ren's studies. Rose has come to visit Ren. Ah, yes. Come in, Rose. That smile on his face came back. I knew this was the right thing to do. I hope you don't mind me being here. I've got nothing better to do. Not at all. I'd love to have you over. It must be tough being confined in your house on this lovely day. I'm behind work. I can't complain. What about you? The warm atmosphere doesn't take long to develop. My presence is just in the way of them. Well then, I'll have to excuse myself. Aw, you're not joining us? I'm afraid I have to help Ruth out. Are you sure? You don't have to. I would like to be of help, and I would like to be any help to her. All right then. Don't overexert yourself. I'll be sure not to. Please enjoy your time together. They continue their conversation, left almost instantly. It's fun watching them chatter like kids left alone at the park. I take my exit quietly as not to interrupt them and head next door to where Ruth is. Hello. Madam Risa. I stop her just as she's about to stand and bow. It's fine. Don't be considerate of me. I can't do that, madam. I know, I'm just not used to being catered. Perhaps you can make an exception? Understood, madam. I would prefer being called by my name instead, but that might be a bit much to ask right away. At least she agrees not to lower her head every time she greets me. I'd say that's progress. Is there anything I can help you with? I have everything under control, madam. I see. I'm here if you happen to need a hand. I'd be happy to help. I insist. She keeps a professional demeanor, but her slight body movements tell me that she still hesitates to give me anything to do. Well, can I at least take a seat here until you need me? By all means, madam. Please make yourself comfortable. I nod and take a seat in her small couch as she goes back to work. The room is surrounded by bookshelves housing a variety of books. Each looks more complicated than the last. Does she read all of these? Are these for work records? Are you sure about this, Madam Risa? About what? Having Rose over for young Master Ren. I'm sure you've caught how she feels about her. How he feels about her. You think Ren will change his mind? Master Ren will not oppose his parents' pick. I'm afraid it is you who might change your mind, madam. When that happens, the Yamamotos pick the next in line in the selection. That perhaps happens to be the one Master Ren is with right now. Also, thanks Cosmic Vengeance for the 11 months subscribed. So Rose is the second choice. It must have been a close match. I'm not sure why too many R's. I'm not sure. Yeah, because it's Ren, Rose, Risa, and Ruth. Jesus Christ. I'm not sure why Ruth thinks I would change my mind, however. Is that so? I can tell you I don't plan to change my mind at all. I'm just letting them spend time with each other. Understood. Are you sure you don't need my help with anything right now? I'm just organizing young Master Ren's month as much as I can right now, madam. Understood. That reminds me. What does Ren work on anyway? A young master is a statistical analyst. I see. Sounds complicated. He's always had a strong affinity towards numbers. And, speaking of numbers, I forgot the underscore in Cosmic Vengeance underscore. I apologize for that. Anyway, he's only still young, but it won't be long until his parents, friends would start consulting him professionally. At such a young age, is the family business of the Yamamotos? It's not, madam. Is that so? I would have guessed that they're all passing down a single profitable family business. I'm afraid they don't have such a thing as a family business. The Yamamoto's family operates under a single simple statement: family, freedom, and fun. Well, each member of the family is free to pursue what they're passionate about. Wait a minute, then why is that fun thing weirded out? Like, shouldn't fun be the pursuit of the relationship? Anyway, what's up, Galar Adventure? What if someone wants to do nothing? Then they do just that. That won't be very profitable, won't it? How are they able to hold their status for such a long time if that's such a case? The answer is the answer to that is so simple yet complicated to explain. To keep it short, due to their basic needs being already met, they are able to focus on doing what they like. If it happens to gather them money, they wouldn't need it for themselves, and they would instead pass it down to their children to make sure that they live comfortable lives. Then the cycle essentially continues. This is why it's important for them that they produce healthy offspring. I see. I can't say I fully understand it, but somehow it all makes sense. Since you're a part of the family, the same goes for you. You're free to pursue anything you want. I haven't thought about much. Yeah, I think I put about too further ahead. I haven't thought much about what I wanted to do. I was under the impression that I would be helping around. Of course not, madam. Well, until I figure it out, that's what I'll do. Understood. Turns out there's a lot I still need to learn about the Yamamoto family. Being with Ruth somehow makes me more comfortable than with Ren. The conversation dies down and my eyes go back to wandering around the room. Could I perhaps bring you something to drink? Don't worry. I can help myself. I stand up and head for the exit. I happen to pass by Ren's room. I can't help but stop and watch how much fun they're having. Sitting at the corner of the room with such a nice view, I crack a small hidden smile, proud of what I've done for Ren. It was definitely a good idea. I leave them alone for the entire day. Rose starts coming over almost every day, leaving just before the afternoon ends. Every day, without fail. Each day she visits, it seems like they have new stories to share. It's amazing. Imagine if they spent every day like this. Unending smiles and laughter. They look so cute together. They're almost made for each other. I wonder how Rose feels about Ren. She was a candidate, so I'm sure she has crossed her mind. I'm sure she's prepared to develop the feelings for him if she hasn't already. Something I didn't do. If it weren't for me... I shake the thought out of my head. The next few weeks, I've preoccupied my time with helping Ruth out, leaving Ren and Rose almost undisturbed. Frantic footsteps ring out down the hallway, their own flying from one room to the next. A quick glance at her wrist brings a subtle frown to her face. Ruth? Ren's attendant turns to face me, her worry dissipating in the blink of an eye. If I hadn't seen it for myself, I would have never guessed anything was wrong. Oh, Risa, how good to see you. You caught me at a difficult time. You didn't happen to pass Sir Ren on the way, did you? I shake my head. What's the matter? Is there something I can do? A moment of hesitation and another glance at her watch is all it takes. If you'd be so kind as to not terribly pressing, only some papers to be signed, but I have my own schedule to keep up. Shall I find him for you? Relief wells in Ruth's eyes, but never cracks her composed visage. Professional to a fault, but nothing short of excellence in her work. No wonder she's by Ren's side. But then, what of me? I'll leave it to you then, Risa. She wastes no time in dashing off, a quick bow offered in parting. What ideal thoughts I had were scattered. Where would Ren be at a time like this? If it's Ren, it's hardly a question. The first port of call would be his studies, and with the sun high in the sky, it'd be quite the sight. I stride towards his studies, bouncing with every step. Maybe I'm getting to know him a little better than I thought. Muffled voices reach my ears down the hallway, one clearly Ren, but the other. He sounds happy. As indifferent as I am to my future husband, a smile caresses my face. Everyone deserves some joy in life. I slide up to the door, peeking through the gap. Inside, a pair of figures shine in the light, a deep warmth embracing them. Are you sure you have time for me now, Ren? Last I visited, you told me your schedule Nothing that can't wait, Rose. You needed to send me... You needed to see me, didn't you? There it is. The warm tone that I had never been given. The tone tinged with sadness. The atmosphere is heavy, even to root me in the spot outside. Though Ruth had trusted me to find Ren, I feel in my heart that I shouldn't. No. I mustn't step in. It's been a while since we enjoyed the sun like this, hasn't it? About 2 years. It feels so long, and yet, like only yesterday. Ren. Her golden locks bounce as she spins in her on her companion, his eyes widening as the rays of light set her aglow. I don't dare breathe. The deathly silence that hangs in the air as she calls his name smothers all. Are you happy like this? He looks past Rose, avoiding her gaze. I always enjoy these evenings. Ren. His gaze pulled back to her unwavering eyes. How many more evenings like this might we have? As things are, it won't last forever. Rose steps closer. I'm happy for you, Ren. You found somebody you can share your burden. Rose, does she make you happy? Ren's gaze drops. She's what's best for the Yamamoto family. What I desire doesn't matter. I won't become my brother. Don't talk like that. Rose snaps back at him, his gaze shooting back to meet hers. You might not think there's more to life than your family, Ren, but don't sacrifice yourself. Then what am I supposed to do? You don't know what it's like, having your older brother walk out on you. To hear his decision to elope as he looks you dead in the eye. For the first time in my life, I hear Ren raise his voice in a flinch. Yet the girl before him stands strong, taking on his rage. Do you know what his eyes told me? Sorry. He made it clear to me, then and there, I'd lost. He sacrificed my future, our future, so he could live his own. Rose's eyes widen. I'm sorry, Ren. For what? None of this is your fault, Rose. I really blew it, didn't I? If I had won the selection, But you didn't. Oh. No amount of regret will change that now. Ren's voice strands as he forces out the words he doesn't want to say. Hey, Ren. Yes, Rose. Can you see us standing here, just like this, in 10 years? In 30? We couldn't. The head of the Yamamoto entertaining a former candidate in private for so many years. It would be scandalous. Not if I wasn't a former candidate. She steps closer, closing what little distance still remains between them. I'm sure I wouldn't make a bad wife. My throat runs dry. I refuse to even swallow. I at least make a sound. Should I interrupt? If I don't, then what becomes of me? Of my family? But what of Rose? I find myself mouthing out traitorous words. If only I backed down, then Rose would be able to take my place. Stuck in limbo, I find myself unable to call out. and unable to walk away. Truly, how pathetic am I? I gave my word to my family, to Risa, to not follow through. Would it be a shame upon the Yamamotos? I know. Rose takes a deep breath, drawing our shoulders back. I've always known your pride would come first, but somehow I found myself drawn to that side of you too. Say, Ren. She stretches out her hand and gently grasping Ren's arm. His own finger reaches for hers, but curled away. What is it, Rose? Can I ask you for one last favor? Of course. Oh! Oh my God! Yo! Yo! Yo!
Emotional damage.
Yo! With closed eyes, she leans into Rin with her lips met. And yet, I feel not an ounce of jealousy, no desire. Their pair remain for what feels like a lifetime. So slowly do mere seconds pass before my eyes. And then a cold shiver shoots down my spine. Rose opens her eyes, meeting oh shit! Oh god damn!
Damn, son.
Oh no! Yo! When I tell y'all, my heart jumped. Yo! Oh my god! Oh, I'm gonna throw up! Oh shit! This went from 0 to 100 real quick. Oh! Yo, this is the best decision I ever made in my life. This beats Love 2 by a long shot. Yo! Oh my god! Someone clip it! Oh my god! Oh my god. And I love how since it's a visual novel, we're reading this from Risa's point of view. So this, Rose's eyes open, meeting mine is fucked. It's really like, I know you guys can't see it, but my heart literally went BAM! Like, oh no, this is fucked. This is fucked. Oh my god. How long has she known? Had Rin known? My head's spinning as my pulse races. Oh, I'm gonna throw up! Yo, this is fun. Yeah. Yo, this is fucked. Yo, Donnie, you're gonna have to watch the beginning. When this stream is over, at some point, take some time to go back or something. You gotta read this from the beginning with context, because this is bananas. This is bananas. Let's go. But as if nothing happened, Rose closed her eyes once more for the final moment of her embrace with Rin. As she draws away, I can't see if Rin follows. Part of me doesn't want to know. They finally separate, Rose taking 3 steps back. Neither dare make a sound, lest they break the spell. There's only one recourse. Giving them a few moments, I pick myself up. Okay, Risa. You got this. And entered the room. Oh, Rin. So you are hiding here after all. Ruth sent me to attend my duties. I aware. Then it would be best that I don't keep her. Thank you, Risa. With heavy words, Rin walks from the room. Rin. I watch him leave. My back turned to the other girl who had just spilled her heart out. Words abandoned me. As Rin vanished beyond the doorway, her whisper fills the room. That must have given you quite a show. I didn't want to interrupt you too. How thoughtful. Her eyes are distant, looking somewhat far away, to something beyond her reach. A long, tired sigh escapes her lips. Gazing at them only reminds me of their embrace. To be honest with you, Risa. Yes. This is my first time meeting a voyeur. My heart really started racing when I saw you. I can't help but worry you might have awakened something. Can we hurry up and put it behind us? I'm not particularly proud of it, you know. My brows knit together, but Rose only chuckles at my frustration. Voyeur. I'm sorry, it was a voyeur. I said voyeur wrong. When our eyes had first met mine through the doorway, I could have sworn a fire burned inside, but the way she spoke... You aren't angry at me for spying on you? Angry? The churning of my stomach makes the weight of her words stretch on and on. Is she doing this to me on purpose? I say forgive and forget. There are worse things to be worried about in life, and I'm sure I'd have done the same. I breathe a sigh of relief, only to hear that trademark giggle. I don't think we ever had much of a chat before, have we? For all the time we spent around one another, it amazes me. I think back on the days that we spent skittering around the Yamamoto estate. Despite me being Ren's fiancé, Rose had dominated his time. I rarely had a chance to even offer my greetings, let alone have a leisure talk. I think you're right. How odd, isn't it? I couldn't help but smile at the idle chatter, warmth slowly returning the room. What do you do for fun, Risa? I've been trying gardening lately myself, but I'm loath to admit it, but I think my name is close as I'll get to that talent. I choked back and laughed, but not well enough for Rose's keen eyes to grin or breaching her face. That's a surprise. I had thought you'd be a natural. If only. You're a magnificent gardener, Risa. Gardening, huh? My eyes turned to Ren's garden. With not so much as a single leaf out of place, I can't even begin to imagine the work that goes into maintaining it. Rose tilts her head softly to one side, regarding me curiously. You've never tried? I've never had the chance. Our home doesn't have a garden after all. Oh, I see. That's quite a shame. Although, before long, I'm sure you could have entered the field into yourself if you wished. Lucky. Rose's lips twist into a wry smirk. There's a lot of luck in this world, and if it finds me, or my family, I'd be a fool to refuse it. Well, it certainly seems you'll be living a good life. How nice will it be? My body stiffens. The fire is back burning inside her eyes as fiercely as before. I clench my fist until my knuckles turn white, fighting to hold what courage I can muster. I could want nothing more than warmth for my parents who gave me everything. My, how touching. It really brings a tear to my eyes. Rose dabs at the corner of her eyes, dry as a bone. She dabs, bruh. Do you stop to think what it would cost along the way, Risa? To be chosen by the Yamamotos despite your humble roots is nothing short of a fantasy. To meet your prince, for it be love at first sight. Oh, wait. That's not quite right, is it? Rose, I guess my future with Rin just wasn't meant to be. My mouth runs dry. What can I say? She's a necessary casualty. She'll find somebody new. Don't think I like seeing you two apart. Rose's eyes twitch. And yet you still toss us aside? For what? Money? Oh! Look at her eyes! There's plenty of money in the world, but only so many soulmates. Don't you see that? Pain flares up in my hand, my nails digging into my skin. She's not wrong. In fact, if anybody is wrong, it's me for being so selfish. For asking so much and yet I won't apologize. You're sacrificing Rin's future for your own? Doesn't that bother you? Don't doom Rin to a loveless life when you're nothing but a gold digger. Oh! Ooh!
How dare you!
Oh, no! It's a good thing I installed that button, didn't I? Reese is in it for the bag. I feel a punch to my gut with the trailing words. She's right. For my sake of my family, I would sacrifice Rin's love with Rose 100 times over. If it means having money for a good life. There's nothing I won't do. And yet, part of me knows I'm being greedy. No matter how my heart might waver, I won't falter. Risa, what the? Oh, I'm conflicted! Some chances are too precious to let slip by. A bang shoots out the door as it flies open. In the doorway stands Rin, his eyes trained to the ground between us. You're back. That didn't take long. With my words, I unwittingly undo the magic that had bound him to that spot. His eyes regaining focus, he strides towards Rose. No, surely. Rin, wait! I shoot out my hand, but he slips by too quickly until... This house doesn't welcome those who badmouth our family. Rin, she didn't... You're soon to be a part of the Yamamoto family, Risa. That's how things are decided, no matter what some might wish. His voice catches slightly in his throat, but he continues forcing the words out. No matter what some might wish, that's how it'd be. No, yeah, Ren did slap Rose. I'm sure you can find your way out. Rose, or shall I have Ruth escort you? The girl clutches her cheek, refusing to let her tears spill from her eyes as she stares defiantly back at Ren. In the moment, I can tell she holds out a strength that could never have dreamed of. I'm sorry, Ren. Goodbye. Goodbye. Such are the final words between the two. Rose is gone, never looking back. Unable to see how Ren's eyes follow her departure or how they shine into the light. I walk in to his side, staying a few steps back. He keeps clenching his fist, open, closed, open, closed, but the shaking won't stop. I'm sorry. If I handled things better, you two. Huh? Ren, do you? I have work to finish by tonight. Ruth is relying on me. Even as his eyes refuse to meet mine, the lie in his voice rings loud and clear. The sight of Ren's back is haunting. Once so strong, so confident, is now shriveled, his gaze lingering on his stinging hand. Tomorrow, then? I wait for the parting words, or the wave of the hand. When it's clear, there will be no such sign. I leave the room. Wiping the mist of my glasses, I felt the burning in my eyes. Damn. The house is quiet. For such a large estate, that might not be an unusual, but still, I take pause as I step inside on my daily visit. Is it worth my time? I'm not sure. For days I've not heard a sound from Ren. The sound of his hand. I rub my arm, a chill running through my body. If only I had thought things through more. Risa, are you okay? Standing before me, Ruth regards me with a good deal of confusion. What did she see? Or what did she... Forget it. It doesn't matter. What I'm doing, turning up only to space out. Oh, it's you, Ruth. Sorry. I have a lot on my mind lately. Ruth flashes me an understanding smile. Even though she hadn't been party to the events surrounding Rose's departure, she watched over Ren for long enough to pick up on the signs. I take it you're here for Ren today, too? Is he taking visitors? The past couple of visits, I've arrived only to pace outside Ren's study. Seeing him sitting alone, whatever words I'd want to give him had vanished from my mind. Would he even want to see me? I fear had kept me distant even as he suffered. She turned her head, glancing towards what could only be Ren's location. Gears turn over and over before she lets out a steadying breath. It seems I've forgotten whatever he said. Ruth? I'm sure he said something about... But oh dear, how unlike me. It would seem in all extra work, I have it slipped in my mind. Ruth hung her head in shame. She smiles as she spins her back to me, pacing away in the depths of the estate. Thank you, Ruth, for forgetting my duties. For a future member of the Yamamotos, you'd do better to chastise me, Risa. The usual composed Ruth uncircumstantially waves her hand in parting. She's a mystery all of her own, but one I'll have to unravel another day. In that case, she looked towards the study, right? I turned to follow where Ruth's eyes had pointed moments ago. There is only one room where Ren would be, the very room I hesitate to enter ever since that day. Really causing her so much trouble? I have to complain on Ruth's behalf when I see him. To make her worry is utterly unfair of him. A familiar doorway looms before me. My fingers curl away from the handle as I reach towards it, my heart jumping in my chest. This won't be like last time. I open the door as quietly as I can, taking great care to close it behind me. Across the room, a lonely back faces me. One step, two. On my third, I am made to pause. Ruth, do you need something? I'm busy. Surely whatever it is can wait. His eyes briefly move from the ground of the garden to the clouds scrolling above. Through our silence, he regards them with what I can only imagine is a great indifference. And I thought I told her I didn't want a guest. How bothersome. You're lucky to have her by your side. Do you intend to turn me away? No. In a way, I'm glad to see you. This house has felt terribly empty as of late. I closed the distance between us as his eyes returned to the rest of his lap once more. Sitting beside Ren, their target becomes clear. I made it hard for you to talk to me recently. I'm so sorry for that, Risa. I've acted so pathetically. It's unlike me. His fingertips curl with his words. If anybody should apologize, it should be me. If it weren't for my suggestion, this would never... Do you really think you can absolve me of my mistakes? No, Risa. I did what I did to protect the Yamamoto name. You're soon to be a Yamamoto, just as I am, to tolerate such belittlement. Ren's voice cracks. But at the price of your own happiness. I can't accept that, Ren. But even when I tried to help, I just drove you further apart. A chuckle breaks forth from Ren's lips. How can he find this funny? You're my bride-to-be. Would you say that you were just doing your job? Magnificently at that. But I'm only here for my own gain. I can never give you the future Rose could. Ren's hands twitch at her name. You're right. But is there anything wrong with that? He turns his gaze on me, his eyes peering in the depths of mine. Our union. It's a business transaction. Nothing more, nothing less. Something of a benefit to both parties. So you're right, Risa. I can't imagine I'll ever come to love you as I did Rose. But I can provide you with a home and your family with security, and in turn, I'll carry on the Yamamoto lineage. See? A fair trade in my eyes. So don't let anybody speak of you that way again. To run your name through the dirt is to disgrace the Yamamoto, to disgrace your family. A wry grin comes on my way. One can't resist returning. It's so laughable, yet with this, my family's future is assured. They'll never have to worry again. I laugh. All that talk as a child of a prince to whisk me away to happiness. Will my parents be proud, or will they condemn me for putting them first? A family for a family. To protect my own, I'll carry on the Yamamoto bloodline. If my life were told as a fairy tale, what form would it take? Would it command me for my dedication? Celebrate my sacrifice in the name of a greater good? Or would I be a cautionary tale? A fable against throwing away for our future? Only time would tell how the story of a selfish princess might be unfolded. Of a girl who gave herself to a loveless life. A future. Without romance. Roll credits. Oh shit! It's over! No! It's over like that? No! What the fuck? What the fuck? It just ends like that? It just ends like that. That's bullshit. Why is it only an hour? I'm so mad. I'm so upset. Don't end it like that. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh no! That means I gotta read some. That means I gotta do another visual novel. Maybe there's more. I mean, that's it. Like, that's the game, isn't it? I find it odd, though, that there's a save button. Let's try it. An outsider would not believe me. I can still barely believe it myself. If I wake up and realize it's just a dream, that won't be a surprise. A fairy tale? That's the only way I can describe it. The love stories is... Okay, yeah, we're starting over. Unfortunately, yeah, it starts over. Fantasizing about being one of the many princesses. And now here I sit, enjoying the view of a Prince Charming by my side. Just like those stories like those end, except our story is not a happy ending. Aww. Yeah, it's the exact same. But what about Ruth? I feel like Ruth is an empty tale here. What the fuck? That can't be it. Let me read the descriptions. Let's go to the store page and read the description. Her fairy tale life laid out before her. Reese's eyes are set on the future, with thoughts of her family spurring her on. She will earn a place besides Rin Yamamoto. Prince Charming himself, a turmoil in her heart, knows life is rarely straightforward. It's a dating simulator. It's casual. That's it? That's it? Is that really it? I'm reading the reviews now. Oh man, what about Ruth? Like, I feel empty. What's the options? Skip transitions. Skip after choices. What's that? When does the game give you a choice? Let's go auto. The auto's slower than I was. Oh! I figured Ruth out! She's the girl on the third side! Yo! Yo! There were 3 choices. Risa, Rose, Ruth. They all begin with R, like romance. She was the third option. She never had a chance to begin with. But out of all the girls, Ruth's the one that's helped him the most. She took his job as an attendant. She serves the Yamamoto family as a way to substitute for the fact that she couldn't marry. So now this girl, Ruth, has no choice but to watch the first pick be conflicted by not even wanting to be the first pick, but only wants her for money, but only wants Rin for money, and then has to watch the second pick who actually likes Rin. So no matter what, Ruth gets the worst of it all. Rose, to the very least, got to spend time with him, got to kiss him. Risa gets the benefits. She gets the marriage. Ruth gets nothing. In the end of the day, she has to work for this guy. And she loses all chances. Damn. Damn. Ruth really just sat and looked at these other girls and went,
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
like, what the fuck? Pfft, yo. Yo. Yo, this shit is crazy. Yo, this is so sad. This is so sad. Yo, the sadness. But the sadness, though. That's nuts. That is nuts. That's crazy. So this is why the visual title is none of the novel is Without Romance. Everybody loses in this one. Risa winds up in a marriage where she's not happy. She doesn't love Rand, but she's doing it for money. So she gets the benefits, ultimately. But unfortunately, she gains the betrayal of Rose because that happens. Rose loses completely. She gets smacked by Rand. She gets thrown out. She doesn't get the chance to love the man, and she doesn't get the chance to actually live her fairy tale of being a woman who gets to be with somebody she actually loves and who loves her. Ruth loses because she takes care of this man and knows that he's basically, she's waiting at him hand and foot. But unfortunately, she has to lose out because she has to basically witness two women basically fight over the very man that she never had a chance of. This is insane. You know what? I like it though. I like it. I like this start actually. I love the fact that we hit such a heavy story. You know what? I think this is great. Love doesn't always have to be a positive emotion. It can also render up feelings of loss, of betrayal, of missatisfaction, of all of these things. And honestly, I think this is great. I think this is great. It's just a shame the story's this short. That's what my problem is. That's my criticism. Yeah, because with me reading all of this, it looks like we're going to roll back to where we were before. Yeah, we're back here again. Yep, we're back. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So. Oh, you can go back. Skip after choices. Wait a minute, what? Choices? There are no choices. We're back at the exact same route that we were at last time. It's a really good story. I like this. The problem is it's too short. It weirds me out that Twitch actually has a category for it too. But man, that was nuts. Yeah, at this point we're just clicking. Skip after, but no, I mean like you can type in without romance in the category section on OBS and it'll show up. But what does it say? Why does it say skip after choices? I'm so confused. Hold on. It's so short. Well, I will say this, Moonlit Works, that's the people who created the game. They're really good at writing. Holy shit. Choices. This is so weird. No. This is so odd. I mean, I guess that's it. I'm sad, guys. I wanted there to be more. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. We're only at the hour and 30-minute mark. We still have, like, technically... Well, that's a short visual novel. I mean, I guess we can mitigate the situation by reading... we're going to do Tricolored Love Story next. I guess that'll be the next one to do. Hopefully Tricolored Love Story is longer. I don't want to run into the exact same situation as we were last time. But, yeah, honestly, I liked it. Like, out of all seriousness, I really liked it. Let's just go back to the options, though. I love that it goes back. It does the Quentin Tarantino loop of going right back. But, about. That's it. That's the team that did it. Well, easy. Holy shit. You cracked it open. And then, A. Verona, good job. Markov making a sad music. It says, Without Romance is a Sunyo Fest 2020 entry of Moonlit Works. Together with their talented members, each of them are VN devs and creators themselves. Check them out and support their projects as well. Made with Ren'Py. Oh yeah, that's the visual novel software. This program contains free software under a number of licenses, including the MIT license and the GNU Lesser General Publics license. A complete list of software, including links to full source codes, can be found here. Oh, Tricolored Love Story is pretty long. Good. That'll make up for it. And we probably should have started off with Tricolored Love Story. Yes, Doki Doki is made in Ren'Py. That's why I knew it was a visual novel software, because I heard the name before. If you said Tricolored Love Story is long, then what I'll do is that I'll probably start off earlier next Wednesday and start streaming a lot earlier. What I'll do is I'll start early, and then I'll just keep it going for as long as possible until we reach an optimal chapter. That might wind up being our first 4-hour stream in a while. And honestly, I'm looking forward to it. But I'm glad I did do Without Romance. Honestly, I think it's good that we did Without Romance, just because I liked it. It was short, but I liked it. I had a really great time doing it. I think this was a very noticeable moment in history for us. I don't know. I feel like that was a well-needed reality check. We do a lot. We have a lot of fun, like, here on Tyrone TG streams, and we do a lot of, like, random shit. We do VGCs. We do gaming with the guys. We do a bunch of just fun activities. We do the round table. We needed a dose of drama. We needed a dose of visual, comprehensive, deep emotional drama. I feel like that was well needed. And I'm glad. And the game was free, so I can't even complain. But at the same time, I do wish it were longer. God, I wanted more of the tea. God. I wish it were a bit longer. Part of me was scared. Part of me thought that Rose was gonna, like, kill Risa or something. Like, you ever, like, first of all, listen to the music. The music is kind of, like, scary, right? And, part of me was thinking, like, oh shit, is Rose gonna, like, kill Risa or something? Like she loves him so much. Because she even made the hint at it. She was like, if the head of the candidates were to step down, then I can be the first head. And I'm like, oh shit, is she gonna like kill her off and like that'll bump her up to where she needs to be? And then I was thinking like, oh, what does Ruth play in all of this? Because part of me was thinking like, Ruth is sort of like in the outside looking in right now. Why is it that she's on the outside looking in? Maybe like when Rose kills Risa, like Ruth comes in and kills her or something, and then we find out she was the third one the whole time, which we still figured that plot twist out. And they wind up getting married, and it's like, oh shit. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I love that Risa sticks to her guns. Because at first you would think, oh, she should. Her development is that she's gonna learn that it's better to marry for love and not life. So instead, she abandons her. Like she'll just call her wedding off, like in the middle of it, and then go back to Rose, and they fix things up. And then she's the one without romance or whatever. She doesn't get married. She loses everything, but her parents are probably proud of her for making the better decision or whatever. But she now has to live a life with nothing or something. Like, I thought that was the direction it was going. But no, I kind of like that she sticks forward with it. Only because it leaves this very weird ending. Where the two know they don't love each other. But they do what they got to do for the family. And while that doesn't seem like the ideal future, they did make the choice. So it's very enticing to, like, look at it. Yeah, she wants to help her family, which is the point. And obviously, Ren wants to help his family. That is pretty much what they both got in common, is that they're helping their families out. One is helping their family to thrive. The other is helping their family to succeed. So yeah, it's just crazy to look at. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting story. I think it's very enticing. I liked it the whole way through. I love this. So if you got Steam, go to download Without Romance. It's a super interesting read. I mean, you've already heard me read it, but who knows? You might be able to make your own voices for your characters. Speaking of which, usually I ask this: how do you guys think I did for the voices of the characters? Because I don't know. I tried to match like the energy. And I looked at the characters and tried to match their voices to base it on that. I don't know if I displayed their voices correctly or not. But yeah, it's interesting, man. Like I liked this. This was a good use of my time. I'm glad we were able to indulge in such an interesting in such an interesting story. Also, thank you guys for the 5 viewers. You guys stuck around, watched this. Glad to see it. Love to see it. Yeah. I love running into stuff like this. I'm trying to like buy as much time as I can to hit the 2-hour mark, but I don't think we're gonna hit it. I think unfortunately this is just gonna be one of those instances where we might have to end early. I hope not. But what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the game? And we'll check those out. And even the lesson, like, would you marry to help out your family? Or would you marry for love? Like, what is it? What would you pick? But yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. Actually, while you guys are answering that, also we hit 7 viewers. Let's see. Let's see how long Tricolor Love Story is. Oh, it's got really good reviews. Holy shit. That means I'm in for something. What the fuck? Am I reading this right? It says 34 hours. Donnie did say it was long, but holy shit. What? Wait, no. Hold up. How long does it take? Somebody else is saying 12 hours. What? Who's telling the truth? Oh, I already like the way the characters look on this. I think I'm going to get my money's worth on this one. Wait, did Tricolor Love Story cost? Let me go back to Steam and find that out. This game costs like $2. But there's bundles. Holy shit, look at all the money. You can buy the love bundle. Huh. Chat, should I buy the love bundle? Whatever the fuck that means. One of 40 items from this bundle you already... Huh. The bundle's on sale right now for $4.88. I might buy it. It's the love bundle. And then I can get the Sakura game bundle. What is that? Yeah, let's read it. Oh, you get like all these different stuff. Oh, you get like an OST. You get the game itself. Okay. It's just a bunch. It's a lot. Oh, there's like so much DLC. Now I'm good. What about this? You can buy them individually too. Huh. Are they different stories? Like what? Visual novel, dating sim, mature, sexual content. Huh. Oh, the Sakura games are short. Go check the VNDB. Wait, is that on Steam? Now that I think about it, this is the first instance I've had seeing the protagonist go for the arranged marriage, even if it does not lead to happiness. Typically, it's the other way around. Yes. Well, let's check. Playtime, very long. This one says 56 hours. What the shit? Oh my god. I don't know what to believe anymore. This is gonna be interesting. Yeah, this is definitely gonna be interesting. I'm intrigued. Okay, so here's what we'll do. I'm gonna try to check over Tricolor Love Story's total hours. And once I figure out what the total hours are, I'll probably have a lot more visual novel streams. I know that. So it's going to be a lot of VGCs and Valentine's Day shit for this month. Yeah, we're getting chock full of that. And Genshin Impact will still be on Sundays, so don't worry. Genshin Impact will still be on Sundays. We're just going to have our work cut out for us, that's all. Yeah, we're just going to definitely have our work cut out for us. A lot. This is the first day of February. We still got plenty of days of February to go. If we clock in the hours, I think we can do it. We just got to put in a bunch of hours almost every day. Hell, so that means we might have to add Monday to our streaming list. Oh, yes, the game is cheap. It's not a lot. I want to say the game is about... Tricolor Love Story is... currently, right now, it is 59 cents. Because it's 70% off. It's $2 normally, so... I'm so mad that it's on sale now. I guess it's because, you know, Valentine's Day. But I tried to buy my shit before then, so... who knows? But, I mean, $2 isn't bad either, so... I can live with it. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So, next time we meet, we'll do a Tricolor Love Story. I might even wind up doing that on, I might wind up doing that on a separate day. But yeah. I think we'll go ahead and just stop at the 45-minute, the 1 hour and 45-minute mark. With that being said, yeah, super short stream today, but honestly, one of the most interesting ones. I love it. One of the most interesting streams. With that being said, though, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow is Thursday, right? We don't have a stream tomorrow because it's Richie's day for the Baton pod. Friday, I will try to be streaming some, I'll try to be streaming some, VGCs. I won't be doing Scarlet and Violet just yet. I still need to, like, solidify a team for a showdown before I make any major decisions. Baton pod is where it's like baton pass, so, you know, you pass a baton, where we focus on each person individually in the pod. So we give up a day of ours to work on a day of theirs. So, for example, last week the week before, I think, was Polly's day. So we focused mostly on her. She didn't stream that day, but we did do some shenanigans with her. And then now this week is Richie, our Farley Dude 97s. So we focus on him and whatever he wants to do. And then the week after that, we focus on the next, and we just keep going and moving and moving and moving from there. That's pretty much how that goes. So far, I think we should go ahead and call it. Like I said, make sure you follow KG Prestige as well, too, because he will be streaming the reaction to Mezit's Pokemon Master. Mezit's aim to be a Pokemon Master. Make sure you follow TSS, because on Friday he'll be streaming the Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition, and if not, he'll definitely be doing American Truck Simulator. And then follow the Insane Game Freak, as he'll be streaming Fire. Well, he was streaming Fire Emblem Engage. I think he's picking a different game. I can't remember which one, though. So, yeah, there's that. And then make sure to follow Cosmic, because she was the one that actually, Cosmic Vengeance _. Oh, yeah, he's streaming Elden Ring. That's right. He's going to be streaming Elden Ring. And then make sure to follow Cosmic Vengeance _ as she does solitary and puzzle streams, as well as chillax streams. And then also make sure to follow Emmy, or Pika with the bow, as she'll be doing, I believe she's actually on now, so we might wind up raiding her, because they're on One Brain Cell Wednesday. So we'll go ahead and actually raid her. So let's go ahead and toss her a raid. Yep, there she is. Alright, and we're going to send those people her way in 3, 2, 1, go.